Management is starving seniors to keep them under thumb. Vanaprastha, Dhyanaprastha, Pyramid, Kausthubam, Coimbatore. The atrocious event. Date 5th March 2014. Who? One of the eldest residents of Dhyanaprastha, an 89-year-old widower living alone. What? His food and maintenance service were stopped. How? This time the management planned this punishment and delivered the announcement by registered post to Mama and put it up in the dining hall so all could see and understand the consequences of questioning the management. See related YouTube video for prior incident. Criminal. It's a violation of human rights to deny food to anyone under your administration. Even murderers in jail must be given food. To deny food to a 89-year-old man living alone for the crime of asking for accounts is criminal. If anything happens to him because of this, management will pay a steep price, even jail. And why? Because back in 2011, Mama became aware of huge irregularities in the Dhyanaprastha finances and asked for more clarifications. Mama tried long and hard to get the clarifications but was stonewalled. Management did not want to reveal their improper finances. Dhyanaprastha is a non-profit organization and it is perfectly reasonable for any paying resident to ask for accounts. When Mama could not make any progress in his search for some clarification, he took a Gandhian approach. He took the amount that was under question, divided it by the number of members to arrive at his share of rupees 40,000 and did not pay management this amount. That is, he stopped making monthly payments for a few months till the payments added up to rupees 40,000. This was in late 2011 or early 2012. Once rupees 40,000 was reached, Mama resumed his normal payments. However, Dhanaprastha management harassed him for several months by not cashing his checks and humiliated him by adding the non-cashed check amounts to his arrears and displaying that amount in the dining hall for everyone to see. All the time, no explanation for Mama's original questions about the accounts. In the meantime, Dhanaprastha management is taken over by a Dhanaprastha resident in late 2012. This gentleman goes to the old management, retrieves all the uncashed checks and cashes them and makes Mama current again, except for rupees 40,000. Mama has always paid on schedule except for the disputed amount, and all is well for a short while. Fast forward to 2014. There is a management struggle, a lot of complex maneuvering, not sure who is in charge. The original management, who did not show accounts, cash, checks, etc., forcibly assumes power. And what is their first proud act? It was to stop food and all other services to this 89-year-old man living alone. Man who dared question how his money was being spent 3 years ago and took symbolic action to make his case. For Mama, it was a small attempt to bring minimal accountability to out-of-control increases in monthly maintenance charges. They have increased at least 18 times since 2000, sometimes twice in a year. Prices are going up a lot in India, and some of the raises are necessary. Why not be transparent with the accounts of the non-profit to show how the money is being spent? I cannot read the mind of the latest management. I can only conjecture. One possibility: questioning them is a threat to their absolute power and must be stopped. And stopping food is a very effective way to scare the other seniors from speaking up. Another possibility: they are illegitimately profiting from the residents and must keep the residents in the dark. So, who is the alleged management that starves an 18-year-old man? The latest Dhyanaprastha board is allegedly made up of Mr. A.V. Ramaswamy, founder, promoter of Dhyanaprastha 11 years ago, a resident of Vanaprastha; Mr. K. Radhakrishnan, not a resident of either Vanaprastha or Dhyanaprastha, a stranger; Mr. R. Venkatraman, a resident of nearby Shankaraseva Sadan, unrelated to Dhyanaprastha or Vanaprastha; Mrs. A.V. Ramaswamy, wife of Mr. A.V. Ramaswamy; Miss Vidya Shankar, Mr. A.V. Ramaswamy's daughter, not a resident of Tamil Nadu, perhaps not even a resident of India; Mrs. Aparna Venkat, Mr. A.V. Ramaswamy's daughter-in-law, not a resident of Tamil Nadu; Mr. A.V. Gopalakrishnan, Mr. A.V. Ramaswamy's brother. I say allegedly because this group physically disrupted the true board's meeting and forcibly assumed power. Many residents of Dhyanaprastha were in the 2012, early 2013 well-functioning board. Not even one person from Dhyanaprastha is in the latest board. As you can see from the list in the previous page, the supposed latest board is made up entirely of family members of Mr. Ramaswamy or his yes-men, Mr. Ramaswamy's family members who live far away and have no connection whatsoever to Dhyanaprastha. The board is a sham for Mr. Ramaswamy to exercise absolute control over Dhyanaprastha, as shown by his unpardonable act to deny food to an 89-year-old resident of Dhyanaprastha. The sad and depressing truth. The saddest part of this and other similar incidents in such senior homes is that it works. The residents are so afraid of food and services being stopped that they put up with a lot of mismanagement, money irregularities, misbehavior, and abuse. Sad. The fear is so deep that when one person is ready to question authority, many loudly side with the authority to prove their loyalty to the powerful. How very sad. Appendix: Maintenance charge increases. The out-of-control rate increases are justified using India's inflation as an excuse. The table in the next slide has yearly inflation and calculations that show that if the rate increases matched inflation, they would be just rupees 2,470. Instead, they are 2,000. Appendix: Maintenance charge increases. The out-of-control rate increases are justified using India's inflation as an excuse. The table in the next slide has yearly inflation and calculations that show that if the rate increases matched inflation, they would be just rupees 2,470. Instead, they are rupees 4,165. That is rupees 1,695 more, or 69% more than inflation, with no explanation.